And we are 2 weeks away from Slammiversary. Yep, Slammiversary. So we're going to get straight into this. We have 21 segments and 10 minutes left of our pre-show. So we've got 50 minutes of a pre-show and then all 125 minutes of our regular show. We're going to move on to... So we've got 4,613 people at the Carnesecca Arena in New York. And we have Nixon defeating Evie in 7:37 with a Vulture Culture Destroyer, which for some reason, I don't know, I find weird saying that, Vulture Culture. I don't know. D-38, Nixon with the 32, Evie with the 36. Nixon improves in performance skills, all good. No negatives except for inconsistency for Nixon. And we have okay, these two have good chemistry. Great chemistry. So Scarlet defeats Gale in 650 with a Bedazzler. D plus 53. Gale with a 53. Scarlet with a 39. No worker improvements, but we continue to get Scarlet over a bit. Yeah, that's not great. Eli Drake and Caleb Conley, who I still don't have a proper name for, defeat the Bromance, the local resident jobbers, in 9 minutes when Conley defeats Jesse Goddard by pinfall with an inverted overdrive. Drake had a 50, Conley with a 43, Robbie with a 34, and Jesse with a 30. Jesse improves in performance, as does Caleb, though, so that is not bad. If you can't tell, I am a bit blocked up, so I'm going to try and finish this as quick as possible. That was a very good match, actually. Well, I feel like for these guys. Andrews defeats Davey Richards in 9:38 by pinfall with a shooting star press. C64. Andrews has a 50 and Richards has a 66. No worker improvements but no negatives. So we move into the proper show. Nope. This was our pre-show main event for some reason. Candice LeRae, who is going on maternity leave in 2 months, defeats Rachel Morgan in 5:42 by pinfall with a moonsault press. D42. Candice with a 45. Rachel with a 26. Rachel improves in technical. So see, she's jobbing, but she's improving. Because if she's getting 26s, there's no point pushing her now. Wait till her skills get a bit better. Next segment is Aaron Rex storming into my office, and he says Alex Shelley doesn't belong here. He's dangerous, reckless, and is a degenerate. So I beg you, please, if he loses the match at Slammiversary, he must pack his bags and leave Impact. So just make it a cause in our match. And I say, look, I'm not going to do that. Not because I can't, but because I feel Alex has done nothing to warrant that clause. You, however, have attacked him and openly spread false campaigns to try and get him fired. So if you lose at Slammiversary, you'll be the one packing your bags. Enjoy your night. That doesn't advance the storyline because I forgot to put Alex Shelley as the off-screen. But that's all right. C64 is not a terrible rating. You know, for Aaron Rex being on microphone, I'd expect bit better though. The next segment is Zaya Brookside in the ring. She says 13-0. Last week I beat Mandy Leone and I remain undefeated, so I thought, why not? Let's do it again. Now, whoever's in the back, if you think you can beat me, here's your chance. D45, we're just building her up pretty much. It's not a storyline per se, but it's just a segment to help get her over. We have Zaya Brookside defeating Chrissy Rivera in 8:18 by pinfall with an iconoclasm, and Zaya gets a 40, Chrissy with a 30. Zaya improves in performances, so that is, yeah, that's what we want. D-40 is not terrible, but we've had a match with her where it's like E plus 23, so like E minus 23, so I'll take it. Next segment is Brooke, Gale, and Jade in a locker room, and Brooke basically is like, thanks guys. Last week Rosemary came out of nowhere. She's insane because she's ranting. She's insane. And Gal says, Brooke, it's okay, calm down. We've got your back. We want that title off her as much as you do. Jade just says, well, we're going to create our game plan now, and at Slammiversary you're going to walk out knockouts champion. now, and like the camera kind of fades, we don't hear anything else. So the storyline advances and gains heat. C65, the angles are doing quite well, but the match is probably going to bomb, unfortunately. Next segment is, even Talia couldn't drag a good match out of Alicia. Great. Oh, actually, for a women's match, that's not terrible for where they're at. But Talia Neidhart defeats Alicia Edwards in 5:04 by pinfall with a German suplex. D plus 52, Neidhart with a 56, Alicia with a 28. No worker improvements, though. We move into, not a great segment, but we see Drake and Connolly backstage talking with me. We can't hear what they're saying, but Drake and Connolly look quite happy and the three shake hands. So what exactly is going on here? Caleb hints at a face turn, but it doesn't get a good reaction. That's too bad. The storyline advances and gains heat, which is good. And the next segment is not a terrible match. I kind of expected a bit better, but this is kind of Ibushi's first, kind of seeing how this, main event singles division would be. Obviously, he's still a mid-carder, so it's not a terrible match. But Galloway defeats Ibushi in 10:05 by pinfall with a Scott drop following interference from Pete Dunne. So the match got the crowd hotter. Ibushi with a 52, Galloway with a 72. Ibushi improves in performance skills. Negatives for Drew holding back, as for Ibushi, and inconsistency for Kota. And we'll move into the next segment, which was not great. Andrew Everett is backstage as he's approached by Chris Hero, and Everett's like, "What do you want?" Chris says, "Look, I know we don't get along, but you got to see that Lee's playing you. I know you know this because I know you're conflicted. So do the right thing. Help me take the title off him and take the title off of him and give it to someone that deserves it. I promise you'll get the first shot." And Andrew says, "Dude, Trevor and I are bros. He'll give me a title shot after Slammiversary. So how about you get out of my face and go watch some tapes, because trying to drive a wedge between me and Trev isn't going to work." Hero walks off. He's just like, I can't take it. You bloody idiot. Whatever. But once he's left, Andrew does look conflicted. Surely Chris's words have had more of an effect than Everett claims. The storyline advances, but loses heat. Next segment is also not great. Charlie Caruso is backstage with James Storm, and she says, "James, you requested this time to talk, so here you go." And James says, "Thank you. Bram, you son of a bitch. That match had nothing to do with you. I was that close to winning it and possibly setting myself up for a world title match after Slammiversary. We have our business, and yes, it's personal, but you were damn stupid by costing me that match. You could have inserted yourself into the world title scene, but you were so consumed with trying to get one over me. So sorry about your damn." But Storm, he just gets assaulted from the back or the side by Bram, who stands over him. Live says, nah mate, I'm pretty happy just killing you at Slammiversary. So the storyline advances but loses heat. Negatives, no negatives actually. C minus 59. It's not the greatest segment though. And so we see a vignette hyping up Impact's newest signee, Jason Jordan. It shows off his amateur wrestling background and how he's had a rough road in his pro career so far before he found Gable as a partner. He says, "Why am I coming to Impact? Because I wanted a fresh start. Impact can give me that. I mean, I wish Chad was with me, but that's not how it happened. But I'm here now, and I'll carve my own legacy. At least it'll be mine for now, because obviously I'd love to bring in Chad Gable as well, but his contract's not coming up at the minute." He debuts his legitimate athlete gimmick, which gets a very good rating. This was rated on Overness. He's actually an upper mid-carder for us, which is interesting. But yeah, I do want to kind of push him. But yeah, so that's a decent signing. He could become a main eventer for us in a year or two. And the next segment is not bad. EC3 and Hennigan give Mustache Mountain their first loss in 12:28 when John Hennigan defeated Trent 7 by pinfall with a Moonlight Drive. but during the match we had Travis Banks run in and attack Tyler Bate. 7 was the weak link, Bugger. EC3 with a 68, Hennigan with a 66, Trent with a 49, and Bate with a 64, but that advances the Banks storyline and should hopefully give it a bit of a boost. Our next segment is, not bad, because these guys usually get like 58. But we see the Broken Hardys clutching their tag titles, and Matt says, "We have received the challenge from the third Carter of Ethan, or third Ethan Carter, and outsider Randall. I must say, it would be delightful to face you one last time at Slammiversary." And Nero says, "So, at Slammiversary in 2 weeks, we shall retain and delete you from the division of tag teams." And he goes, delete, obsolete, delete, all that. The crowd goes nuts, because they're the Hardys. They could do anything, and the crowd would go nuts. Obviously not, like, anything, but most things. The storyline advances, but loses heat. C62 is This, on the other hand, was a decent rating for these two. We cut backstage, and Eddie and Davey are trying to kill each other in catering, because why not? They're throwing fists and brawling all around the room, but eventually Davey gets the upper hand with a low blow and proceeds to pile drive Eddie through a table, because these two just aren't looking to beat each other anymore, but to seriously harm, if not, like, paralyze or kill each other. So yeah, these guys cannot stand the sight of each other anymore. The storyline advances. No negatives. Moving into... didn't think that match would be as good, because Seidel's a mid-carder. I'm usually expecting him to get C's, but Marty Skrull defeats Matt Seidel in 9:44 with a graduation, and Kenny Omega runs in and attacks Seidel. So C plus 69 is not bad. It's pretty good. But these two have great chemistry, so that's good to know. Seidel with a 56, Skrull with a 64, and the Miracle Workers storyline advances. No worker improvements. We'll move to... that could have been better. That could have been a lot better. But Seidel has been cost the match by Kenny tonight, and Kenny just stands over him with a microphone. He says, "Matt, I don't think you quite get it when we say we're going to cure you. See, you know the saying, an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, and so on. See, you broke Mike's wrist. So at Slammiversary, I'm going to cure this inequality, because we have a match together, and you better believe you'll pay for your sins." So yeah, he's getting a bit preachy already, so maybe that's a direction we're going to take them in, being kind of preachy. Like, with a name like the Miracle Workers, you could go kind of preachy. C minus 58, lost heat on the storyline. Moving on to... wow. I'm just going to put Adam Cole in every match, because he shits gold. Good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. Adam Cole defeats Alex Shelley in 7:53 by pinfall with a front flip pile driver following interference from Aaron Rex. So this will advance the Intelligent Machine Gun storyline, and Adam Cole with a 69, Shelley with a 64. Cole improves in performance, and Cole has to be in like 8 of our 10 best matches. He is, he's just incredible. Incredible. Next segment is not great, but we get an announcement that Riddle and Lashley have been suspended this week after they were arrested, like, during the week. They were caught brawling at the Clippers game, because in my perfect world, the Clippers are in the finals, but, that's never going to happen. Don't cry. These two simply just can't keep their hands off each other, but Mr. McGregor does promise that if they pull another stunt like that, their match will be off and they'll be suspended indefinitely. So the storyline continues, and I am trying not to get upset that the Clippers will not be in the finals for a long time. Next segment. Fuck. This should have been the Slammiversary match. Now I'm expecting Aries and Cody to do really well, because Cody has finally cracked 70. He's cracked 80. Cody defeats Chris Sabin in 15:49 by pinfall with a Crossroads. And Cody was off his game, but he got a 72. So I may keep. This is him trying to prove to me that he wants to keep that title, and these two have great chemistry. So for once, Cody actually clicks with an upper mid card main eventer. The match got the crowd buzzing. Sabin with a 62, Cody with a 72. The storyline advances and gains heat. No worker improvements though. Negatives just for inconsistency and stamina. Next segment is not bad. Having beaten Sabin here tonight, Cody grabs a mic and sits in the ring with his world title in front of him. He says, "So Austin Aries is the #1 contender for my title." Fantastic. You know what? I can't wait for Slammiversary because I'm going to prove, Austin, you're just a washed-up old timer that wants to recapture his glory. I dealt with it in WWE because obviously, like, Big Show, the whole IC title stuff, and now I have to deal with it here. But I think we should give the crowd a bit of a taste of Slammiversary, so come on out. Austin doesn't come out. And Cody says, "Austin, come on." "Oh, look, there you are." And the cameras pick him up, unconscious backstage with the Bullet Club just standing over him, too sweeting maybe. And Cody says, "See, you need to have eyes in the back of your head, Austin. See you at Slammiversary." So, B-73, this was going to close the show, but I thought it may not get the ratings we need. And that rating's not bad, but I'm hoping that the contract signing for the Grand Championship does get us some good ratings, which is next. C plus 70 is not bad, but it's a two-parter. So McGregor, Galloway, and Magnus are in the ring for the Grand Championship contract signing. And I say, Magnus, if you could sign the contract, then Drew, if you could sign it. My signature's already on there, so after you sign it, the match will be, sanctioned. And he says, "Where's Mandy?" And I say, "Well, she's not here. I'm not bringing her out here with you. Now sign the bloody contract." Magnus has signed it, and Galloway goes to sign it, but before he does, Dunn and Skull run in and attack. Ooh, okay. They attack me and Magnus, not Dunn. Dunn doesn't somehow attack himself. So the storyline advances, doesn't gain or lose heat. We move into, that's why I put it last, because a B81, Drew proving that putting him on the microphone is fucking great. We see the Titantron and Mustache Mountain do have Maddie, and they drag her out into the ring to face Galloway, and he smiles, spits in her face, just disrespecting. He's a disrespectful little shit, and he wants respect. But then he hits her with a Claymore kick, because violence against women gets heat. He holds his title up and cuts a promo. He says, "I've held this since January, and since January, I've worked my ass off to make this the most prestigious title in Impact Wrestling. I am the focal point of this company. News companies are picking up on my stories, and that's just the way it's going to be." Little darling, but... Daryl Braithwaite. Drew Galloway making highlights. There have only been 3 Grand Champions ever, and there will only ever be 3 Grand Champions, because I'm holding on to this belt forever, whether you like it or not. And Galloway picks up the contract, sign it, and then we finish Impact. So the storyline advances and gains heat. Awesome. Ending the show with B. Yes. Okay, sweet. We got a B78. That was a really good show. I feel like I went through it a lot quicker. Obviously, our main event here, we had 3 segments after our main event, which is not usual, but we had Cody had a good match, which is sweet. We had a couple good matches throughout the show. We had Adam Cole and Cody both proving why they are at the top. So I'm going to leave it here, and as always, what did you think of the show? Did you enjoy it? What are you enjoying? What are you not enjoying? And that goes for storylines, wrestlers, just the general direction. Who do you want me to bring in? Who do you think should be future endeavored? Any storyline ideas you have for your own, just tell them down below, and I'll get, maybe you'll see them later. Like, the whole Lashley and Riddle storyline was an idea from, I think, Nunya Falls. I literally never thought, I don't know why, it had never crossed my mind to ever do, Lashley and Riddle, and they said, Lashley and Riddle has to happen. I went, yeah, it does. Yeah, no, it really does. And yeah, we wouldn't be having Lashley would probably be gone, and Riddle would be just floating until his next storyline. So yeah, I do take your feedback on board. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video.